people, welcome back to the Empower Journal, a space to create the life you want to live. I'm your host Dev and you're listening to the Empower Journal, and I'm so glad you're all here again for me. Join me on today's show exclusively for you on Amazon Music and Spotify. So, what's cooking today? Today's episode is something we all deal with on a day-to-day life, in fact. Whether we like to admit it or not, change. More importantly, and how we handle it. Do we cling to what we know, or do we adapt bit by bit, or do we just flip the script and reinvent ourselves completely? And on today's show, I'm sitting down with someone who's honestly seen it all. The wins, the stumbles, and those figuring it out moments. I'm catching up with Mr. N. Raghavan, someone who's done seriously cool stuff in the tech world. But this chat isn't about those fancy titles or those shiny job stories. We're gonna be talking about real stuff today, like how to stay curious when things get tough, or how you learn on the go and what it actually looks like to grow, not just at work, but as a person. So settle in, this one honest, raw, and a reminder that we are all just figuring it out as we go. Mr. Raghavan, a big welcome to the Empower Journal podcast. It's such a pleasure to have you here with us today.
Thank you, Dev. I think it's my pleasure as well. It's always a pleasure to share something useful to others.
For everyone tuning in, Mr. Raghavan is the kind of leader who has seen it all. Decades of driving growth, leading transformation, and building really some cool big teams that really worked as well. And he has done some amazing things at places like Wipro, DXE, and HPE. But what really stands out is, and why he is here with us today, is how he helped businesses stay ahead of the curve while staying deeply connected to the people. I can't wait for you all to hear his take on leadership, change, and what it really takes to grow. And that's exactly what we are diving into today. The art of reinvention in a world that's changing faster than ever. Staying relevant is both a challenge and an opportunity, I would say. But Raghavan's journey is a great example to how do we embrace change, lead with purpose, and also keep evolving. Alright, let's get into it. So, Mr. Raghavan, do you feel like staying relevant in today's world is about learning new skills, or is it more about returning to something deeper, like remembering who we actually are underneath all this chaos and noises?
There are two things. Technology has always been there. Okay, so from manual labor to machines, that was a huge technology change. Probably when it happened during Industrial Revolution, perhaps that was the Chat GPT moment at that point in time. From horse-drawn carriages to IC engines, okay, there is a huge change. Okay, so the commute changed, the speed changed, the speed at which people could travel from one place to another changed. So that kind of shrunk the world. And then when telecommunication was invented, people could speak from long distances to each other. When television came, so the technology always was there, and the technology change always brought change in the way we were interacting with others, and our own selves became very, very different. So the most important thing today is staying relevant is about three things. One is there is a huge information overload. Okay, so you get a whole lot of information, and the attention span of individuals are coming down, and our ability to focus is also coming down. So unless we become truly grounded and we are very clear about what we are and why we are seeking certain information and what we are going to do with that information, and this information overload can actually drown us. Okay, so therefore it becomes very, very important that we become aware of what we are capable of, what we want to do, and where we want to go, and start seeking information and knowledge and insights around that and start acting on them. So the more important thing is, it's not about the amount of YouTube videos or some digital magazines that I browse and go through. It is about what do I do with that information, how do I apply in my daily life, and what do I gain out of that. Does it make me a better person? Can I make a better individual, better employer, better employee, better spouse, a better father, better son? So that's the whole important. Well, I mean, I think in my career this has been happening quite often. Started in a particular field. So I started in projects and then I moved to manufacturing. There was a paradigm shift. And from hardcore engineering, I moved into business development, sales, and technical selling. That was a paradigm shift. And then from there, I took a sabbatical, went and did my MBA. And at a later stage in life, when you do a higher education, that's a paradigm shift by itself. Then started managing businesses, turning around businesses, and then living in a country outside India, and then running a business over there. These were kind of paradigm shifts. So I think I would say I was fortunate enough to have every 3 or 4 or 5 years, I had an opportunity that came my way and I never said no. I said, okay, why not? And try and do that. So across industries, across geographies, within India, outside India, and across roles. So I think each change helped me to kind of reinvent myself and then relook at, okay, what can be better?
Yeah, I get it. A big part of reinventing ourselves is letting go, right? And that's often harder than it sounds, I should say. That kind of self-awareness doesn't exactly appear out of thin air. When you're riding the roller coaster of change, what's that little voice in your head saying, are you the person who throws up your hands and enjoy the ride, or does that inner critic try to grab the brakes with fear or doubt before you can even pick up the speed?
Well, I'm naturally a curious person, so most of the changes were, I would say, self-inflicted. So, except a few, nothing was imposed on me. So many of the changes were self-thought, and I kind of brought it on. Yes, at times I might have made a bad decision of change, and for a couple of months it would look like, okay, maybe I made a wrong choice. But then the thing is, you need to make it work. Okay, if it is worthwhile, make it work or make another change. So it was always the inner voices, try and make it work.
You know, so many of us these days feel completely overwhelmed by how fast everything is changing. Whether it's new technology, shifting trends, or the constant pressure to keep up with what everyone else is doing. In the middle of all that noise, how do we stay grounded and clear about what really matters?
I think one of the most important thing is if we can actually write it down as a statement of my life's purpose. Okay, why do I exist? What do I bring to the table? What difference can I make? If that can be written down, I mean, it'll go through a whole lot of iteration. Okay, no, it's not going to be right in the first time, but at least attempting that. If that is the purpose, so what is that I must do on a daily basis to move my needle towards that purpose, not away from that purpose? So that is something very, very important. Then that helps us to manage our energies. In my opinion, time management is about energy management. All of us have 24 hours. All of us have the need to sleep for at least 6 to 8 hours. All of us have the need to have a certain amount of time for ourselves, etc. So how do we really manage time is how do we really prioritize. That prioritization comes from, if I know my life's purpose, I will not do anything that is not adding to that purpose. And I would do away with everything that is actually taking me away from my purpose. So your career choices, your higher education choices, and the way you would deal with people, the way you would deal with your own self. So all that would kind of get shaped once that clarity is there.
What actually helps us to tune out the distraction and stay focused on what is truly important, and how did you do that with your work and in your personal life?
Sure, I think there are two important dimensions to be looked at when we are confused or we are clouded or there is a disruptive kind of a thing, change happening in our life. Okay, so two things. What is the immediate thing that I need to do so that I survive and thrive? Okay, so it's a matter of sustenance. Okay, so what should I be doing immediately? and it can't be postponed and it can't be done by anybody else. So I need to focus all my energy in doing that first. Then once that reaches a certain steady state, then what next? So what should be my path out of that situation? So what will give me clarity? So can I speak to someone and get clarity, or should I sit alone and reflect and find some clarity, or should I engage in some physical activity to kind of get energized and therefore that clarity emerges? I think it works differently for different individuals. In my personal case, I just sit alone without seeing a television or reading anything, and then reflect on what's going on, what's important, what needs to be done here and now. And then once I am very clear about what needs to be done here and now, start doing that. So then we start getting out of the confusing situation or difficult situation.
You know, I love that this isn't about having all the answers. It's about being willing to ask better questions about ourselves, our lives, and our choices. So, Mr. Raghavan, thank you so much for opening up so much about your journey, and I'm sure our listeners are going to walk away feeling a little more seen, a little more grounded. Now, before we let you go, we've got little tradition here on the Empower Journal with all our guests. It's time for our rapid fire round. Super quick questions, no overthinking, just say the first thing that comes to your head.
Sure.
You ready?
Ready.
Perfect. Okay, one word that defines you right now.
Grounded.
A belief you have completely outgrown.
I'm old.
That's great. What's something surprising you learned about yourself recently?
Well, I'm capable of learning new technology faster than the younger generation.
Interesting. Okay, a book or podcast that shifted your mindset.
A book which always has remained with me forever is A Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. And the podcast, I think, Play to Potential by Deepak Jayaraman, which is worthwhile listening to anybody who is serious about their life and career.
And that goes on my list. Okay, what scares you more? Staying the same or starting over?
Staying the same.
Okay, a daily ritual you refuse to skip?
Time with family.
Quite impressive with that schedule. And here is the last. And if your life had a tagline today, what it would be?
Here lies the person who tried his best with whatever he had.
And with that, we come to the end of the show. Here is the cue. Reinvention doesn't always have to be loud or dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's just about choosing differently and one small step at a time. Mr. Raghavan, once again, thank you so much for sharing your stories and wisdom with us today. It's been such an inspiring reminder that change can be something we lean into with curiosity and courage.
Thank you. Thank you from my side as well.
And guys, if this resonated with you, share it with someone who might be in a season of change too. Or come back to us whenever you need that gentle push to begin again. And once again, thank you so much for tuning into the Empower Journal podcast episode, The Art of Reinvention today. If you have ideas or questions for future episodes, I would like to hear from you. Your stories truly makes this space what it is today. Don't forget to follow us on Spotify and check out our other episodes too. This is Dev signing off. Nandri!